Hey, everybody. It's December 13th, 2025. We are Constant MTG live streaming to you tonight. We're spending our Saturday night with you all. So welcome. Uh, Real quick, just as a recap. Hey, Ian, how you doing? I'm good, man. I'm good. Wanted to do a quick recap of last stream because I think it was pretty bombastic. I can't imagine we have one as good as the last one in terms of our polls, but maybe so. Maybe luck will be with us. As a reminder, you can check out our Constant MTG Constant Lists YouTube page for all of these updates. We made a bunch of shorts with our best pulls from last stream. We pulled three Tifas. We decided that we hated Tifa, and then we kind of liked her. And then when we got the third one, we were like, all right, we're in love with her. So that was pretty big hit. Yep. You know, I think it's sort of a love to hate thing. I think what they realized when we were talking through the art on Farewell, the Final Fantasy version, is that we're right. And they hadn't really considered it. They hadn't sat with it. They hadn't made amends with the fact that we had a take that nobody had considered yet, which was that scene in Final Fantasy X is dark, and the card is equally so. So yes, there was an upset, but you know what? I think our friends in chat in the comment section, they really they came around. Everybody stopped talking because they realized we were right. Uh, that's how it went. That's a fact. Oh, well, yeah, it's funny you say that because that's like the end of one of my favorite holiday scary movies. And since it's before Christmas, I'll say shout outs to Krampus. And it's kind of a spoiler to compare these two, the soap opera to Krampus. But if you haven't seen that movie, it's hysterical. It's a great sort of comedy horror Black Christmas situation. So that's what you had to be thinking about. But anyway, what were other big polls? We pulled a Lightning Army of One, which was great. We got my first Vivi. It's not like any of the special Vivis, not yet at least. We'll see what tonight brings. But hey, I needed one, so that was great. I got real excited for this version of Kefka's Tower, which is Bolas Citadel. I got real excited about the Final Fantasy version of Ancient Copper Dragon, which is the dragon of Malt Gulg.
Hmm.
Gulg? Look, look.
Hmm.
We got a Stiltskin, we got a Tataru Taru, and a Snapcaster Mage. So
And
we did really well.
we
Last
did,
stream was great.
we did, and I actually purposely put the Snapcaster up for our first card preview for the night because, man, was that a good pull! Like, what a good pull! And that was the chase card, I think, for the
That is, it
those
still is.
boxes. Yeah, and actually
You know,
checking
and
the
what's interesting is, have you checked the prices recently to see how they've settled?
Yeah, it's like, we don't talk all the time and know each other's brains at this point. So I was just looking at the prices and the prices have stayed pretty stable. They're as low as 160 and as high as like the low 200s still. So
Wow,
yeah,
wow.
it's still holding steady.
Yeah, if anybody's interested in buying one of these, I don't know how attached I am, but man, it was fun to pull them. I
Yeah.
think I'm just like I've never been a gambler. My father was a blackjack dealer for a while, so maybe it's just in my blood. And I do like a good game of craps, but I don't know. I think the gamble part is more interesting to me than actually having the cards sometimes. Maybe I'm crazy. Let me know
No,
in the chat if you feel the same way.
no,
I'm just a degenerate.
we're
That's what
we're
it is. I'm a
we're all
degenerate.
we're all chasing that dragon. We're all chasing that
That's
dragon.
right.
And you got it.
So
And
real
you
quick,
got it. You
I
got
got,
the
I
dragon.
got. Where is this thing? Maybe I'll rip it in half on stream. How about that?
Oh
Uh,
God, Greg would be crying so much. Greg
there
actually
would be
just
lots,
messaged that he's super jealous about the ancient copper dragon.
dude. I am so jazzed about that copper. I didn't put it in my deck yet, but I need to, so I'm going to do that very soon. Um, so real quick agenda. We're trying to every time we get on live stream, we're trying to improve. We're trying to make this as fun and interesting and viewable as possible. So we're tightening it up. We're trying to add some structure in here. So keep letting us know in chat. Let us know in comments, and plenty of you we know in person. So just keep us posted on how things are going. But let me tell you what the agenda is. We just did last time on stream. I've got a few announcements to make. We're going to go in and do some constant list website updates because a big part of this live stream is it gives us a chance to reach out to all of our Patreons on constant lists and really bring that to life. And so, shout outs to our biggest sponsor and our partner, Constant Lists. We'll put all the information in the YouTube video that'll show you how to join the Patreon and the Discord. So we'll do constant list updates with Ian. We've got a couple of Crack a Packs. I actually secretly, Ian, picked up what I think is one of your favorite sets as a Crack a Pack. So if we've got time for that, we could do the one that you found at an antique mall. You'll have to share that story. And then I pulled one out of the archives, aka the back of my magic closet that my wife makes me hide all my stuff in. Then we'll do some cool MTG products. I've got a couple of 3D prints that I've really enjoyed that I printed the last week or so. And so those are open source and free. And so I'll show you a couple of the ones that have been really great in the last week. And then we'll get into the Chocobo bundle. Depending on how hard we go tonight, we could do 2 Chocobo bundles. And I even brought out, I think I promised this last time, one of these Dungeons and Dragons gift editions. If we don't get to this tonight, we'll make sure to get to it in another stream. Let us know if you're interested in opening it. I've kind of kept these sealed for, I don't know, 5 years now for some odd reason. So, whatever, we'll open it. Why not? What do you think, Ian?
I think it sounds great. Also, Drit Stewart looked real smexy on the front of that box there, that D&D box. Yeah,
That's
so
true.
there's
I just wish the card was better.
Dritz is pretty good, dude. You've probably never played against him in a pretty tuned deck because I played him once and
He whooped you?
it did not go well. It did not go well.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. I mean, I'll take it. He's the sort of one of the main namesakes of Forgotten Realms, so he better be
Yeah,
good.
he is,
It's
and it always killed me to kill him in Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 to get his gear, but his gear was bar none some of the best in the game, um, for sure. So yeah, we can jump in, Jared. We're starting with let's see. Updates?
Yeah, let's go to updates. The only announcement I was going to make is again, this stream is really we started this as we started creating the Constant List website to really continue outreach with our community. So big shout out to Constant Lists. It's the everything website for MTG. You can build decks on there. It's all community driven and really small communities, so it's an exciting time to join up. Couple of notable features. Ian made my life, complete by adding the Bling Me button. So
Ah,
when you're
yes.
building a constant list, you can hit a button and do the Post Malone thing and see what your deck list would look like at its absolute most expensive peak. And then on the flip side, if you're feeling like you're living a little too paycheck to paycheck, if you're going to Steak and Shake for your night out with your lovely, you can hit the I'm poor button and get the cheapest version of your deck.
Yes.
So, constant lists, it's awesome. It's in progress. I would say it's in the alpha stage. Ian, you've done such a great job, kind of getting the community out there.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it's it's cool to hear someone thinks it's in alpha too, because I still am terrified to say anything like that and make commitments. But I'll change over to the constant list page. I'll just go through a few of the updates that have come out. Um, because it's been what, not last stream, the stream before was the last stream we were at all in the website. So there's been some changes which I'm excited to share. So I'll transition over, and then we will go through some of the updates. So just a reminder, at the bottom, you can see QR codes to join our Discord, and join our Patreon and support. Right now, there's only one level for Patreon. It's $5 a month. And it's really, I mean, to be quite frank, since we've turned it on and people have jumped in, most, if not all, of the really big changes to the site have come from the patrons. You're going to see a couple of those tonight, which I'm super excited to share. Um, there's just been a lot of there's been a lot of engagement, which has been really great. And we are about 2 months in, I think, to the Patreon. Um, and there's been I just put a check-in survey out to the patrons, and so far it seems like everyone that's paying feels like they're a part of the experience, which is great to hear. Um, but yeah, we'll jump into some features that I added within the past excuse me, week or two. And we'll start actually. We'll go into this white elephant deck actually. This is the deck I've kind of been working in mostly. Actually, no, I won't do that because I don't want to spoil my white elephant for those that might be participating in our Magic Night later this month. So actually what I'll do is I will go into this Turgid deck, because, that's just, it's Turgid. So we'll open it up. We still have to build that Tifa deck, by the way. So right away, what you'll probably notice, if you were on any of the past live streams, um, the deck list was in a list mode, and the view modes were on on the left hand side. I moved them front and center, so now you can change to the list mode. So this might look familiar to those of you that were on the stream, the first two streams. Or you can change it. In this case, I had it in stacks mode. Grid mode is still under construction, so it's there. It just isn't fully tuned, so there's still some work to do there. But stacks mode is pretty cool. So this actually came from Zach, one of our patrons, and a close friend of ours, and a very kind of cornerstone of our community that's been in for a long time. Um, and underneath the hood here, this feature is actually called Zach's Stacks in the code. Fun fact. So Zach is a huge Architect user, and I don't hold that against him because I was the big Moxfield user, so we would always debate who was right. And at one point, Zach has, aside from me, he has the largest deck creation count on the website right now. So I asked him, I was like, "Hey, what do I need to make, or what could I do to get the site to be more, I guess, like supportive of your use, or you would use it primarily, or you could step away from Architect? Because if I can do that, like I know I've won to some degree." And he said, there's really two things. One is a stack view, and the other is another feature, which I'll get to in just a minute. And both those I did get put up and running. So this is the stacks view. It's pretty cool, actually. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it, and maybe I'm biased now just because I worked on it. But stacks view is kind of just like it says. There's stacks of cards. You can hover over the cards to move the stack. The stack Obviously updates as you move around. Um, there were some fun things to tackle, which was the bottom card being frozen, so it doesn't move when you hover over the bottom card. I also added in flip animations, which are kind of cool. So if you have flip cards, it'll actually animate to flip and move to the other side, which is fun. Just little things like that. Foil is super obvious, which that was always kind of a pain point for me. Was sometimes it wasn't obvious enough which cards were foil. So maybe I went a little overboard, but I think it's pretty obvious which cards you have foil in your deck. There's also on the top left corner, we have a quantity indicator. The red dot underneath the quantity indicator is a collection indicator. You'll see that across the site. So there's a lot of other places you'll see red, green, and yellow in accordance with your collection status for a card. And then the other indicator underneath that, in case the effect wasn't obvious enough, is a foil indicator icon as well. So you can kind of get the whole gamut there. The left-hand side of the card is actually some really good real estate to put icons and indicators like that. So I'm probably going to leverage that more as time goes on, because you're not really cutting off much on the left-hand side of a card, except maybe a little bit of artwork. Um, so jumping into the kind of next somewhat big feature I'm kind of excited about is I come from like a project program management background, and I'm pretty keen on using statuses for things. And one of the things that always kind of bugged me about about other sites was there weren't statuses that you could set for your decks. So I've added statuses for decks. So we have the deck is currently in building status. It's built but decommissioned. It's playable, but it still needs some cards, probably like printings or something like that we're like trying to look for. Like we can play the deck, but there's still some things that we want to get to, like, maybe we have the bling me button enabled, right? We don't have all the printings we need. And then there's playable, all cards present. The plan with these is it'll be tied into other things across the site. Um, which I'll show in just a sec, kind of one of the things that it's already been tied into. But I think there's a lot of potential here to use this as an informative point in other areas of the site to show what the status of the deck is, and maybe have different information surface based on that. So if we go to a card here, what we're going to do is I'm going to just click on Turgrid. So there's a few kind of features here that have changed a little bit. If you are a patron and you've been using the site, you may notice some changes here. These arrows, I need to move them just outside of the window, so those will get moved. Don't worry about that. Um, but this was Zach's other feature request. So the other feature request, you'll notice on the left-hand side, there's printings. The printings have been made smaller, so there's two in a row. And that actually made a really big difference with some cards like Soul Ring or Basic Lands, stuff like that. Usually you're looking at the artwork for printings visually. You don't necessarily need to read the text. You should probably know what that is at that point. But Zach's request was, can I get a drop down for printings? In the event, someone doesn't want to scroll, or you have a card like Soul Ring or a card like a Basic Land, right? That's got potentially dozens of printings, hundreds of printings in some cases. Having a drop down menu can allow you to just simply choose that specific card. It'll update your printing, and then you go on from there, right? You can also update it by just clicking on the card itself in the printings list. Works the same way. So that was Zach's other feature request. That was a fun one to implement. It actually was a lot easier. It's funny how web design works. The things you think are going to be hard usually might not be, and vice versa. The things you think are easy break everything. It's always a party. Um, and then on the right-hand side, we showcased this in one of the streams or both of the streams. We do have Oracle tag searching, which is pretty cool. Lets you click on an Oracle tag. We'll do like opponent discard matters, right? It'll open up a window, and that window has Oracle tags that are relevant um, to ideally the card that you were looking at, right? So you'd probably want these cards potentially in your deck. And this is supposed to just, again, like empower people that maybe don't have as much experience in the game or aren't familiar with the vast catalog of cards that exist in Magic, to find some cards that maybe they didn't know existed. Um, so that feature's still there. That hasn't changed. But what I did add underneath it is this little guy. And this is a deck usage feature. This I don't know of anywhere that has this, so I was really excited to get this to work and add it. But what it does is it actually parses your collection. So if you manage your collection, this will be super handy. If you don't manage a collection actively, this feature might, not inform you as well, but it might encourage you to manage your collection a bit more closely. But what it does is it looks at your collection and then it looks across all of your decks, not just the deck you're in, but every single deck that you've created under your user account, and finds how many cards, how many copies of this Turgid are in your collection, and how many copies of Turgid are across all of your decks that you've created. If you do have the cards, it will give you a green window here that says, I think, like, huzzah, you have all the cards in your collection to meet the deck needs. But in this case, it gives you a message, and this message will update based on what you have. Let's actually go to Soul Ring. That might be a better example. So Soul Ring is seen in 5 decks. It actually doesn't check version specifically right now, which the plan is potentially to do that. I think I don't know if I want to get that micro with it, but I think the potential's there. But it does tell us here there's 5 decks that use this card based on your collection. 5 copies are needed to fulfill all decks' usage of the card. So you could click Add to Cart, and it would add 5 copies of Soul Ring to the cart feature that exists in the site today. That cart feature we have plans for. Currently, the easy quick plan is that it will link out to places like TCG Player, or our BFF's Mana Pool, who provide us card art every week. So thank you again to Mana Pool. And those, you could purchase from there. But underneath that, it actually tells you which deck has how many copies of Soul Ring, right? So in a commander situation, that's, it's going to make sense. It'll all be ones. But you can see at a glance where all these cards exist or where they should be, right? And each of these deck names are links. So I could actually click on Deeds to the Restless, and okay, I'll fix that. It's not working right now. I could click on this and it would take us to the deck. So that was working just before, but I will fix that. I'm making a note. 1 second. But there's a individual add to cart, so maybe we only want to purchase one Soul Ring today, just for the current deck that we're working in, which is indicated here. It says current. And then that status that I told everybody about, that actually is pulled into this piece here. So we could see um, which decks we are able to play fully, all the cards are present, et cetera, at a glance here as well. So this was always kind of a pain point, and I'm sure if you, like me, potentially have a number of decks that you have built, maybe some decks in the wings that are partially built. Maybe you have cards in them that you might need for another deck or something, right? So it'd be good to know, like, oh, is this deck, active? Like, am I playing it? Or is it a deck that, I'm still building it, so realistically, like, I could choose to pull a card from it if I needed to, if that's physically where that card existed. So I'm really excited about this. This was something that traditionally, if you use deck managers, what you kind of have to do is you have to just like go find the card, hopefully remember where it is, maybe track it down physically in the deck. Moxfield kind of has this, but it's a bit cumbersome. You have to like go through the search field and like search your personal decks, which if you don't remember to click the right thing, you end up searching all the decks across their website, or you end up searching just for the card itself for more information on it. Um, so I'm really jazzed about this feature, and I'm hoping that if you get in there and start playing around with this site, if you're a patron, or if you end up joining us for our server slam, which is coming soon, that you'll enjoy it as well. And I will make sure that these links work so you can actually go to your other decks. Um, that's about it for like big updates. The stacks update was huge. I've done a lot of back end improvement stuff, just making sure that printings stay the printings that you choose. That has been a huge wrestle with the site since I started making it. So I'm hoping that that should be more stable. And just, yeah, I mean, really just a lot of features that have come about in the past few weeks, and again, all fueled almost entirely by our patrons in Patreon. So again, thank you to all the patrons um, for sharing your feedback, for sharing bugs, for sharing things that you think maybe don't work the way they should. It's all fueling all the stuff that we're doing now, because the bones are all here, and now we're getting to have fun with what we kind of craft around them. And as Jared said, here's the bling me button. Here's the help me I'm poor button. I'm not going to mess with these because this deck is actually set up um, in a way that I don't want to mess with the printings right now. But they do go through and they will find the most expensive cards or the least expensive card printings for every card in your deck. And the difference is drastic. I think we priced out just a simple Helga deck, and Helga ended up being, geez Louise, it was like
Like 5 grand.
yeah, it was like
Yeah.
$4,300 or something if we use Bling Me. And then if we chose the Help Me I'm Poor option, it was like 340 or something. It was like huge difference in price. And it takes a few seconds, but the fact that you can just click a button and it does all of it for you is pretty awesome. And you can at least start at a baseline and then modify as you see fit.
And
Um,
reminder, I think put this on the short list of wants for the Bling Me and the I'm Poor button.
mhm,
At some point, we're going to try to get some toggles in there
yeah.
to establish preference. Like if your idea of a Bling Me deck is more about secret layers, great. You know, maybe you can favor secret layers. If you're really into the very like new like promo judge promo foils that only came out once, like
Mhm.
those are the types of things we'd like to get into that button so that it's more than just a single click, as much
Yeah.
as the single click does a ton right now.
It does. It does do a lot. And I think, yeah, I think how that'll work is you would click the button, set up your criteria in a separate window or something similar to that, and then you would kind of run the function. And then it would, do its thing. So yeah, that's on the list. I have a ever growing, sometimes shrinking list of feature requests. The other thing that I put a little bit of work into just to highlight it is the wish list feature. This is the wish list page, and this is saved to the user. A lot of different places in the site, you can add cards to your wish list, which is really great. I personally heavily leverage a wish list myself. But it is by default when you open it, it'll be set to the card wish, which I think that was just a fun flavor thing I did because otherwise there was just nothing there. Um, and you can see the cards that you've added. What I think is kind of cool, and this was something again that kind of drove me nuts from time to time, was I would add a card to my wish list because I was working in a deck that I wanted to put it in. Um, and I would go to my wish list, a month later, a year later, whatever, and I'd be like, I have no idea where that came from. Like maybe I stumbled upon it and just added it, that's fine too. But if I was adding it to my wish list because it was in a deck, and maybe I put it into my tech ideas or in other systems, it's called like maybe board or considering, I think is what it is in Moxfield, but it actually will point you back to the origin of where you added it from. So I thought that was just a cool little thing to add in there. And again, like there's lots of grouping options. You can group by set. So if you were, going out and trying to purchase these, maybe you decide you want to purchase, all your gate crash cards. And so you could just go and like build a cart with just your gate crash cards. There'll be a plan for this too to add the ability to add these to your cart. That hasn't been implemented yet. I got the visual stuff done, and that's cool. But yeah, this is I'm pretty excited about this one too. This kind of has come a long way. It used to be pretty, I mean, for lack of a better term, kind of janky, and it didn't do a whole lot. You can also add directly to your collection from here, and when you add it to your collection, it'll ask you if you want to remove it from the wish list. And that way you're not, it's not in perpetuity in your wish list forever. And when you get your cards in the mail, you can just go in here and say, oh yeah, I bought these creatures from my wish list, bing, bang, boom, add them to the collection, and then remove them right away as well. That way they're not floating around in there forever. Um, and also, on that note, if you are purchasing cards from TCG Player or Mana Pool, definitely check out our affiliate links. Those are helping us out a ton. Thank you to Daniel for being our first affiliate link purchase. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, sometimes that happens too when things go offline. Um, but yeah, feel free to use that link and that'll help us out and help pay for some server stuff too. And at no cost to you, just buying the cards you would normally buy. So Jared, I'll hand it back to you, man. Those are kind of all the updates today. Thanks everybody for sticking around through some updates, and we're gonna get into opening some packs.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, Ian, it's incredible to see the progress. I think it's been 1 week. And, in 2025, you can get sort of feedback to implementation on a website so quickly. It's like mind blowing to me. I don't know anything. Again, I'm a degenerate, like I said earlier. So, super, super impressed with just the progress that's been made in just 1 week. Unbelievable. All right. Well, I think let's go. Let's have you, Ian. Why don't you open your pack and tell us a little story about how you
Oh,
came about this
okay.
acquiring this pack?
Yeah. Let me change over to my scene. Hey everybody, here's my hand. So this I'm pretty excited about. So my wife and I we found this cool antique mall out here in Austin, and they don't have a whole lot of Magic. They have a lot of Pokemon. They have a lot of sports cards, but they do have like a few booths that have Magic cards. And the last time we went, I didn't really see anything exciting. People were charging like crazy money for like basic Spider-Man boosters. I saw Aether Drift boosters for $8 today, and I almost like puked. Um, but I did see this little guy sitting in a case. And if you're familiar, Double Masters 2022, it's got some bangers in it. It's got some Eldrazi in it. It's got geez Louise, I think Mana Vault is in here potentially, and a bunch of other great reprints. Um, TCG Player mid on this is 24 bucks, and it was in a case for $5, so I couldn't pass it up, and I bought it. And I wanted to open it with everybody tonight. So, without further ado, I will hide Snapcaster Mage, and we'll open this guy up. And again, I think I opened maybe one of these when it came out. But I have not opened one of these in a very, very long time. So I will hold these up. Hopefully, y'all can see we got a worm token. We got Cryptic Spires. Oh boy, there we go. Ooh, a foil Traveler's Amulet. That's a cool one. Deep
That's a good one.
Analysis. Yeah, Deep Analysis foil. Bitter Blossom. Okay, okay.
Hey, that's a
There we
hit,
go.
dude.
That's
That's
a
a hit.
good. That's a hit. That's a hit. Um, Mathis Fiend Seeker, a little Mardu.
I like
vampire
that guy.
synergy dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's good.
they're
He's
like
good.
bounty counters, right?
Yeah, so it's at the beginning of your end step, put a bounty counter on man, my camera, sorry. Put a bounty counter on target creature an opponent controls for as long as that creature has a bounty counter. It has when this creature dies, each opponent draws a card and gains 2 life. Kind of a little group hug, sort of, as much as it can be in
You,
Mardu. Um,
you
we
know what's
got
interesting? He was one of the three commanders in the original Vampire pre-constructed commander deck. So in the
mm,
Edgar deck, this is one of the three. But nobody remembers because, well, Edgar, you know. But I
yeah.
really think that card is very fun and interesting.
Yeah, you played it the other night. Or no, 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 you didn't. My buddy played it when he played your Edgar deck.
Yeah,
Um,
he played my Edgar deck and really, he beat it down, man. He beat and bruised my sweet Edgar.
he did. He
Uh,
was pretty rough with it, which I'm sorry. I gave him a stern talking to. And there's Bitter Blossom too, in case y'all aren't familiar with Bitter Blossom. It's a kind of a staple, dude, for like any good sack deck. Fairy Tribal, obviously. Beginning of your upkeep, lose a life, create a 1/1 Black Fairy Rogue, which is deceptively good. Like
it's
deceptively
just
good.
it could go in any deck. You don't
It
have to
could.
be playing fairies at all.
It could.
And that card is incredible. It just hooks you up with a nice blocker every single turn.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
One thing I will say, the last time we saw Bitter Blossom printed, and I don't know if they'll reprint it in the next Lorwyn set. I know they're going to have a Bitter Blossom effect on a creature, but I don't
Hmm.
know if it'll be on the bonus sheet. But the Everyone's Welcome Commander deck through Secret Lair had a
Hmm.
very cool printing of Bitter Blossom. So that
Okay.
was an uh, awesome art. This one looks really good too.
Yeah, Mathis is cool. He's like 50 cents, but he's still like it's a cool support in a vampire deck. It's just another fun little angle you can play with it. So let's see, what else do we got? We got Cold Steel Heart, classic snow artifact, really, really good. Taps for technically any color mana. You choose it when it enters the battlefield. Mist Meadow Witch, it's like a blink deal. Mistfire Adept, good old prowess, which I hate. Oh, Bloodflow Connoisseur, dude. This card is really good. If you're not familiar with Blood Flow Connoisseur, not only is it hard to say, but it is a very good sack outlet. So this is a 1/1 vampire, cost 3. You sack a creature, add instant speed, you put a 1/1 counter on it. It's really good. Like, if you're looking for a decent sack outlet that'll also get bigger as you sack things to it, this is your girl right here. And it's good in Vampire.
Sweet
Ground is
girl. A lot of
ground,
vampire tribal stuff going on in that set, huh?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Ground
Well,
Assault
just
for
tribal in general. We count the bitter blossom.
yeah, true. Forbidden Alchemy, fun flashback, Strands of Undeath. That's fun. Little discard plus you can regenerate the creature it's enchanting. That's fun. Militia Bugler, dude, this guy had his moment. He had his 15 minutes of fame back when M19 came out. This was actually a really good card in standard. We got Escape, the Blue Zombies,
Is
Titan
it Scabe
Strength.
or Scab?
I would say Scabe because it's got two A's. I could be wrong. Maybe chat can weigh in.
Chat, give us your phonetic impressions here. I feel like Scab feels more zombie-like. Scabe feels more. I mean, that seems regal. If you're a Scabe, you're doing it. You made
Hmm.
it.
Yeah, that's true. Titan Strength. I love this one. It's great. It's got Scry on it. Nothing better than that for one. And then Thrive. Put a 1/1 counter on each of X target creatures. So, man, that is I'll tell you, Bitter Blossom definitely paid for itself.
Holy snap! It's at
That's
least
a
11 bucks.
it's 22 right now. 22 bucks.
Yeah, That's amazing.
So I'm not mad. Not mad about it. Thank you for opening that pack with me, everybody. That was fun. I don't open packs a whole lot, but I definitely could not pass that up. And I actually needed a bitter blossom anyways, so that worked out. Awesome. I'll
You know
pass it
what,
over.
Ian? I know you're sort of in the producer chair for this YouTube channel, but it's nice to see your hands on stream, and they
Oh
look
yeah,
pretty nice. They're no,
thanks.
I mean, I feel like I need to introduce you to my agent for all that hand modeling. They're
Thank you.
pretty good.
Thank you. Yes, you know, I have I just decent hands. They're okay. I was
You're a little
blessed.
cuticle, you know?
A little cuticle. Mark it in the time code for a short. All right.
Yeah, there it is.
I'm gonna pass it over to Jared. Jared's gonna
So
show
I
off his good old hands for some more openings.
yeah, and and sometimes, eventually you're sitting on the couch, you're watching something on TV, and it's the kind of thing that you don't have to be completely fully immersed in. And you decide, you know what? It's probably been 6 years since I lifted up these couch cushions. Let's see what's under there.
Hmm.
And I managed to find an incredible booster pack under there with some, sort of Jurassically freeze dried Cheetos and, the occasional coin of sorts. And
Hmm.
it's Ian's favorite set, and it's actually the undisputed greatest set in all of Magic. He actually made a reference to it earlier. I couldn't believe it. I got an original Gate Crash
Gate crash,
booster
dude.
pack.
Oh God, I
Greatest
love
ever, greatest ever.
it's the gatest of all time, hands down.
It is.
Um,
It was so date that it like blew the Magic community wide open. So
let's.
many people. This was a gateway to getting into Magic, more so than
Mhm.
Final Fantasy, if you could
Yeah.
believe it.
Well, and
Uh,
I have a very good, like a very fond relationship with the second Ravnica block. Um, because it's kind of when I got way more back into Magic, in like the mid kind of early 2010s. And you know, I was buying a lot of Return to Ravnica, a lot of Gatecrash, a lot of Dragon's Maze. Tarkir had just come out. It was just a good time. M14, M15, slivers were back. It was like it was meant to be that I got back in at that time. Now, this specific block, Jared, what we're looking for.
oh, I have it pulled up too.
Do you know what we're looking for? You
I
already
know
pulled
what
it
we're
up.
looking for.
Okay.
I pulled it up. We're
What are
looking
we?
for Aurelia, the War leader.
Yep.
We're looking for Hellkite Tyrants,
Yep.
and really the biggest hits are sort of boring, but you know what? You always need really saucy lands. We're
Listen.
talking sacred foundries,
Mhm.
watery graves, breeding pools, stomping grounds. So
Yep.
I'm hoping to get a little flash of some gate lands. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You also have, don't forget, Boros Charm is in this set, and Boros Charm is a
Right.
$4.50 uncommon. You also
How is
have,
that possible?
because it's fucking amazing, it's so good. Blind Obedience is in this set, which is an incredible enchantment that sucks because you can play it in a white deck, even though it has extort white black. And then you also have like just some really good like just a bunch of really good cards, man. Glaring Spotlight is
Crypt Gas,
cool. Cryptghast is
rapid
in there.
hybridization. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Good Sylvan Primordial.
Yep. The bummer part about Sylvan Primordial is like it's kind of banned all over the place. But it is in there. Yeah, it is in there.
Not banned in my bedroom. You know what I'm saying?
That's AO. There we go.
Heyo.
And
All
let's not
right.
forget, arguably the best rat token of all time. This rat token is in there, and it's a buck 30. So let's hope for this rat token at a minimum, but see what else we get.
Okay, buck 30. All right, here we go. So we've got a daring skyjack, and usually we don't go through the comments, but this one's old enough, so let's do it. Towering Thunder Fist. Oh man, that's like I don't even want to go there. A wrestling name, we'll call it, but it could be
Mm-hmm.
something else. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Sky Knight Legionnaire, Beckon Apparition, Simic
Ooh.
Guildgate.
Ooh, a gate, you
That's a good one.
say?
A gate. Hey. We got a kitty cat. This is Zurichi Tiger. We've got Bomber Corpse, Court Street Denizen, Wildwood Rebirth,
There we are. We're in the
1,000
uncommons.
Lashes. I like this art, by the way. I think it's so cool. It's a good one. It seems like it should have been a curse, but I think this predates curses. So, illness in the ranks, cartel aristocrat. Oh, there's our rare, first rare,
What do we got it?
Luminate Primordial. It's the white Primordial. So we could check and see how much that thing is worth.
I'm gonna
Probably.
guess not a whole lot. No, it's like
What does
30
it do? It's
cents.
7 mana. Yeah, it's not great. Vigilance.
Um,
When it enters, for each opponent, exile up to one target creature that player controls, and that player gains life equal to its power. It's sort of like a um a swords to plowshare that hits the whole board. Um,
yeah. Lee, that could be
but
fun if you could get it out and then blink it a bunch because it is in white.
yep,
That could be kind of gross.
they
Um,
haven't
you know, you know what
force
would
your
be
opponents to gain life in order to win the game. Like if all of your opponents have 20 or 30 more than their starting life, you win. They haven't done that yet, and the day they do, this card is going to spike through the roof.
so there's a card that now I'm not going to be able to remember the name. It's the one that when for the rest of the turn, it's an instant speed. For the rest of the turn, when your opponents gain life, they lose that amount of life. So if you could like put this in a black, like an Orzhov or an Esper blink deck, and then blink this dude, exile everybody's stuff, have that card already resolved for the turn, that could be a fun win con. That could be fun.
I like it. This is jank, man. Let's get it
It's
into the
jank.
jank pile. Let's brew with it.
It's jank for sure.
Let's see this survive. Okay. All right. Did we get anything else? Probably not. Hey, we got a foil. Hey, that's a cool swamp. Hey, no garbage. How dare? How dare? All right. Gatewatch pack. We did it. We opened it.
That's I
This is
think
going
I
straight
think
into the dump. Goodbye.
I think unless you pull a dual land or some of the other cards we just talked about, that's pretty much how every gate crash opening tends to go. Which is kind of a bummer, but I still love this set. All
It's
we
good.
should we should brew a deck, another stream around Luminate Primordial and see if we can make a good deck with it. I don't know that we
I
can,
I don't think
but
so, but but it could happen. You know what? It's a good target for anti venom. Actually,
yeah, okay.
get a little reanimate going. You didn't like
Oh
that.
yeah, 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 yeah. If he's cast, yeah. No, sorry, I had to look up what Anti-Venom did again. I only remembered the whole he doesn't take damage thing, and then he gets counters, but I didn't remember the first part. Yeah, that could be cool.
There,
That could
that
be
could be an
cool.
interesting sort of situation, or like a Mister Negative deck. With the life swap. Swapping life totals, shenanigans.
Mm,
There's something here. There's something here. Let's put it on the back burner. We'll put it in the note. Where does the
mm-hmm,
primordial go? I think it might go in Mister Negative. That's my best guess, or anti venom.
mm-hmm.
All right. So next up on the agenda, we had some Magic products. Y'all, we are not sponsored outside of our affiliation with Constant Lists. And so all of this is you know, just us shopping around, printing stuff on our 3D printers, looking for the best Magic products we can find. I've been doing a whole lot of 3D printing lately, and one thing I've recently done is I've tricked out my DeWalt toolbox with custom 3D printed inserts for all of my commander decks. And I really love that. It's been a game changer for me to organize my commander decks. But there's one fatal problem. Oftentimes, when I go to game night, I want to be sort of light on my feet. I want to bring a few decks and just have a small bag with me. And so, carrying around a big toolbox isn't always the most viable plan. And so, I've been looking for a more streamlined, easy to throw a few of them in a small backpack, or sort of like I use sort of a courier bag. I call it a dad bag. Um,
Hmm.
and just head out to the LGS and play. And so Ian will put the link in this one, and tell us who the creator is. We want to make sure we give credit for this. But the first thing I want to show you is this very streamlined 3D printed Commander deck box that I found. What I like about it is it is very thin. And so you'll notice right off the bat, this is not a all of your 100 cards go in one compartment, which kind of thickens up, and sort of limits you in terms of backpack space and things like that. Nice and thin. This version is the partner version, or they're calling it the partner version. But for me, I run a lot of alternates in my commander decks. And so having access to a window where you could put a top loader in there and have both of your commanders. So this is the Edge of Eternity's precon that I've upgraded and added Lord Windgrace as my alternate commander for. I printed this in sort of a spacey green black with stars, and it's just PLA. I've got a Bamboo X1C, and it was about a 4.5 hour print. And I'll show you kind of how this works. You slide the top off, and that reveals the two compartments for your deck. There's a space for about half of your deck here, and then a little less than half here, but enough space for tokens. I don't think only downside right now is unless you modify the print file and make it wider, I don't think you could get a double sleeved deck in here. But
Boo.
geez, it is just so nice and convenient. What do you think, Ian?
Well, I don't know if you heard me say boo, but I double sleeve all my decks.
Oh,
So I had you
yeah,
had
I'm
me
a single sleeve.
until you said you couldn't fit a double sleeve deck in it. This is an upgrade for you though, because your cards are at least in sleeves. So that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
it's better than a rubber band. And actually, if you take this file into your slicer, you can actually just increase the width to
Hmm.
accommodate a double sleeve. So I don't know if the creator has this. Is this one Anthony? No, this is Westley.
Yeah.
Wesley is the
Westley.
MakerBot user.
Yeah.
Wesley. And he really did do exactly as I wished and gave me a really cool deck box. What I've done is I've got top loaders. They slide right in. But instead of putting my commanders in them, I just use the top loader to put them on top, because I think it's really annoying to take your commander out of the top loader, or at least your alternate, whichever one you're not going to use. This does require some magnets. So these are those little, they're like a, 1/4 inch or something, magnets, but super easy, little super glue, and it has that very satisfying click into place. And then you could shake this thing all you want. I'm not going to just rumble the table, but pretty good, pretty safe. I've got a couple more of these. This is one that I printed a very special yellow box for. You notice it's Chocobo yellow. You see how they stack? Just really nice. I've got a kind of a red black Zakdos box. And when you turn it around, it kind of changes color. That's a silk PLA. I even printed one in this sort of color changing orangey kind of fireburst red. Um, so this yellow one, very special, Ian. This is for our favorite girl. I printed two of them just in case you want one, buddy. It's actually green on the inside because, spoiler alert, it's for Tifa. So Tifa in her Chocobo will go right into the slot
Mm,
right there.
hmm.
So Chocobo
Hmm.
yellow, Tifa deck, a little nod to the green on the side, and then when you pull it up. So
That's pretty
yeah,
slick. That's pretty slick, dude. I mean, I'm sticking, it's tough to sell me on deck boxes. For those that know me, I've designed my own deck box for the last forever year. So all my decks live in deck boxes that I've been 3D printing myself, which the plan is to eventually offer those for purchase someday. Got to figure that out, but yeah, it's it's a
can't
it's a
wait to show it on. I know it's a work in progress, but your deck box
Listen,
is like the Cadillac of deck boxes.
oh, thanks, dude. That one's slick
Yeah,
though, man. I mean, for
pretty cool.
I do like the slim profile. The only qualm I have with it is that it doesn't fit a double sleeve deck, and like I get it. Not everyone does that, but at the same time, I feel like, you know, if you accommodated double sleeve, it wouldn't take too much more space. And
Nah.
if you did single sleeve, that would just be more room for some tokens or, bring some trades
Yep.
with you to the card shop when you go play or whatever. Um,
So shout outs to Wesley, but also,
Wesley,
hey, Wesley, let's get an upload on there for a double sleeve box. It may actually exist. I haven't researched it, so we'll put the link
it's in
in the
chat.
YouTube video.
It's also in
We'll put it in
chat.
chat. Yep, and then there is a version I did see that just has one window. So I just think it's nicer to have the two windows just in case you're playing partners or have those alts, or you want to flash a token or something cool like that. So
Mm,
very cool. I also, and by the way, about 158 grams of filament for this, making this a very, very cheap box to print.
yep.
Um, I think, a kilogram of filament's about $20. So we're just looking at a very small fraction of that.
Hmm.
Um, so great box. Hope you guys like that. And let us know if you want us to show things like this, things that we're running into in the wild, things that we're printing. Let us know. And if you don't think this is good content, tell us that too, and we'll quit it.
We'll
The
stop.
other one I'm always looking for. Go ahead, Ian.
Oh, I just said we'll stop. We'll
Yeah, we'll
stop now.
stop. We could stop. We could stop the whole damn train if we need to. Second one, I really like this filament. By the way, I printed a playmat tube, and there's a lot of these online. But what I liked about this one is it is very simple. So it prints in three pieces. You can see the break here. Some of the ones I've done are, when you twist them on, they're a little bit more um, invisible, but it's just like a screw on, and you really aren't meant to ever unscrew it because it has a cap at the end. And so you just unscrew the cap, there it is, and then your playmat goes inside there. So printed that in the same kind of spacey galaxy green. I've got about I don't know, about 10 playmats now, and I got about 10 of these in different colors. Been experimenting with layer height and printing different filaments to different layers to do some cool sort of striped effects. But if you're looking for a really simple, streamlined uh, print file to put your playmat in, this is a great one. This one comes from Joshua 3D. So shout out to Joshua 3D. Really great print. Had no problems printing any of the 10. And the threading, the plastic threading that allows you to screw it all together was really perfect. And I'm using kind of your standard point 0.4 nozzle on my 3D printer. So nothing too fancy there. Yet again, another great cheap printing alternative to something you'd probably pay in a local game store. I don't know, 20, $30 for.
Sure. Yeah, I
So
mean, all the ones I have, I've been using the Monster protection tubes for years. Um, the one thing I do prefer in a playmat tube is that it is sort of off. It's not perfectly round, so it can't roll off the table. Um, but I will say that they are kind of expensive for no good reason sometimes. So to know that there's other options out there is awesome.
yeah,
Especially
and
because
the
they
reason I printed in was it fits in like the water bottle. Like some of these backpacks, like my backpack has a water bottle sort of netted elastic thing on the
mm,
side, and it
mm-hmm.
fit perfectly in there. So it's sort of the form factor and size of like your standard, dollar water bottle. But yeah, I'm with you. This one will roll for sure. I will say it's not going to roll far because you'll notice the lid has some texture to it. It's got some divots, and
Okay.
actually that keeps it from rolling too much.
Okay.
But you're right. You're right.
Yeah. No, hey, listen, like again, if it I there have been a lot of playmat tubes I've purchased over the years, and the one I landed on has been the one I've used for years. And even then, if I would assume if yours took a spill off of a table, it wouldn't shatter or crack nearly as much as the one I use does, because I have dropped one of these or put my backpack down too hard, and it has like cracked the whole bottom, which um, I was pretty upset about. So I
Yeah, I was
listen,
looking at the
if it's more
thickness.
durable,
It's definitely got a decent. It's not thin. And that's to your point. You drop something that's thin and brittle, you're kind of toast. This one definitely feels like it could withstand a fall. I mean, I don't want to do it on purpose, but maybe I'll print a crappy filament one and we can throw it up against the wall or something. Do a video.
yeah,
But yeah, I think this is pretty. It feels solid. It feels good. The playmat just kind of fits perfectly in here, so it feels like it's got a good weight to it, and
nice,
your playmat's not shaking around in here either. So, um, yeah, real happy with it. Again, just simplicity, streamlined. I want to throw a couple of things in a backpack, and I feel like being able to toss a couple of these boxes, a playmat tube, and get out the door. Um, is sort of the game plan sometimes. And then other times I bring my toolbox and four of my trade binders, and I look like a total weirdo. So there you go. All right,
awesome.
shall we get to the main event?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, this is our Chocobo box number 3. The first two have gone swimmingly, so I feel like we're due a dud. And I'm going to just say beforehand, if we open some garbage, we did well last time. So I'm cool. Everything's fine. It's all fine. If we
Is
open
it
nonsense, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I might go off camera for a moment. I might leave the audio on so you can hear me weep. But box number 3, look, you can't win them all. Okay, it's gambling, guys. It's
it's true.
gambling.
It's
Um,
true.
so once again, if you did not get a chance to see the contents of the box, we're going to go pretty quick on this one because we've done 2 of these already. And a lot of our um, frequent flyers in the stream were here for both of the other boxes. So we'll just highlight real quick some of the cool features in the packaging. But we're going to cruise through pretty fast here. You could always go back to the first live stream if you want a better unboxing. It's hard to beat this box, though. I just think they did such a good job. This is the best Magic box ever. I promised one of these to Ian, and I mean it. It's yours, buddy. You're
Hooray!
getting one. Contents of the box. Here's the spin down life counter that I am. Um, I don't love the design of these. They've done a few of these now. They look cool, but they're not super usable. We talked about that ad nauseum last stream, so we won't get into my rant, but they're just not my fave. But they do look cool, and they're great gifts. And I think I've seen them go as much as like $20 online, which is pretty wild if you ask me. All right, Chocobo booster, the main event there. Paradise Chocobo. Let's crack some packs,
Hold
y'all.
before we do. I've been trying to find this card for far too long. This card, Tainted Remedy. That's the card that I was talking about that would work with that avatar that you pulled from Gate Crash. I thought it was an instant. It's
Did
actually
you say taint remedy? Is
tainted,
that at a
tainted
oh taint
remedy.
taint taint
Yeah,
remedy? Taint
yeah.
remedy. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an enchantment. I thought it was an instant, but it's even better because
I
it
thought
stays
it
on the
was some
board.
sort of ointment.
I mean, it kind of is. I mean, Liliana's like kind of like killing her brother or bringing him back to life. I can't remember one or the other. I think she's bringing him back to life, but like in a bad way. But anyways, if an opponent would gain life, that player loses that much life instead. Throw that on the board and then just like start freaking giving everyone life. It's a fun combo. Totally forgot the name. I finally found it and wanted to make sure I brought it up in case anyone wanted to run janky gate crash avatars. Let's open Final
Let me ask
Fantasy.
you this question real quick on Taint Remedy. Uh, why is it that Liliana only gets super hot after she basically kills her brother on accident? Like, why? Can somebody tell me that? Somebody tell me in chat. Josu's got to die for Liliana to get some style and swagger.
Well, so
Look at her.
if you're asking me, she's very homely here. But she ends
Yeah,
up, I mean, she makes a pact with like four demons, dude. So like you
I
kind
feel like
of,
Liliana Liliana's a bit like Clueless, okay? Brittany Murphy and Clueless. She's homely, and then she gets hooked up to the pink Jeep, and that's it, man. She's a hottie, you know? Rest in peace, Brittany. Sorry I brought you into this, but I think that's the parallel here. You get the spark, you get a planeswalker spark, you sell shards of your soul to demons, and you start looking great. And I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
all right. Let's open Chocobo. We got someone saying Chocobo, which I assume means they want us to open them. So
They
let's
want
do
us to
that.
choke a go go go.
Yeah,
All right, let's do it.
Choca go.
All right, Hero Collection. We've seen this. We got a foil forest. All right, let's keep cruising. All right, here is our favorite type of card here. It's this is a Deadly Dispute. This is a very usable card. I like it. Baron Rivalry. Art looks good. It's a great card. Goes in lots of decks. I'm happy with that.
Oh,
It should
yeah.
be an uncommon.
I think it
All
is.
right.
I think it is an
Yeah,
uncommon.
I think it's an uncommon. All right, let's see what's behind the pale here. From father to son. Um, it's not a good sign that I don't know this one. It looks like the regalia is being gifted. Um, Search a library for a vehicle card, reveal it, put it into your hand. If this spell was cast from the graveyard, put the card onto the battlefield instead. So sort of a tutor to your hand, and then a tutor straight to the battlefield if you're flashbacking. I'm going to say this card is 25 cents, no more.
You are still off, man. It is 15 cents, like, period. Nobody sells it for a cent more.
Okay, well, it stinks. Let's keep moving.
It does stink.
No, no
Is it
second rare. We
is
got
it
the bad Cactuar.
is
What's
it
up?
funny that I just said it stinks in the voice of John Lovitz from The Critic? It stinks.
Uh, it stinks. All right. So there's pack one. Starting off with a banger there. I think Deadly Dispute's the only thing interesting.
Also, I do love that Zach put in chat. Do we think that Baron Rivalry fits the flavor of Final Fantasy 14? And I just it's a good little poke at the all the
All the haters.
the YouTube nonsense. How dare you
Yeah, what
talk
we aim
poorly
to do
about
is
Titus?
try. If you take something too seriously, if you take Final Fantasy too seriously, if you take Avatar too seriously, if you correct me when I call her Toph instead of Toph, we're coming for you. It's all on purpose. We love to boil the blood of those who uh, who really take life too serious. This hero token we didn't see last time, I don't think.
No, that's a cool one.
Somehow over
That's
the
a
course
cool
of
one.
20 packs.
Hmm.
That's a good one. I'll put it in the cool pile. All right, let's dig in. Oh God,
No,
we're not even going to
Jesus.
talk about this one again. Look at this. Get out of there. How about Tell a Great Sage? It sounds like you're somebody's asking for advice, and you're like, you just tell a Great Sage for crying out loud. What does this one do? It's 5 mana. It's three and an Ixit or an is it rather. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token. If 4 or more mana was spent to cast that spell, draw 2 cards. If 8 or more mana was spent to cast that spell, sacrifice Tella, and it deals that much damage to each opponent. The only thing I'll comment on this one, I'm sure it's 15 cents or whatever. I like that they're now shortening the card name references in the card. They're doing this now to save card space. Instead of saying sacrifice Tella Great Sage, it just says sacrifice Tella, which allows them to put even more walls of text on cards. How much is this one, Ian?
You were right on the money, dude. 15 cents.
Okay. All right. So that was our first rare. What do we got next? Absolutely nothing. All right. Cool. We'll keep going. I don't know why. I feel like I'm prophesizing a bad box here. I gotta stay optimistic. Stay optimistic, Jared. It's gonna be
Sometimes
good. It's gonna be
sometimes the worst packs lead up to some better results,
I
but
think the theory last time was if the play boosters were trash, the Chocobo booster was gonna be fire. So um all right, here we go. I do love the art on this octopus, so getting a foil is kind of cool.
mhm.
Hey, Earth Crystal, that's a hit.
Nice.
$7 or I think 4 or 7, if I remember correctly. And I
I
think
think
this is
it's
the most sought after Earth Crystal, right?
I think that's the
Or sought
most
after
sought
crystal.
after. Yeah, it's hovering around like high $6 range.
Cool.
I can't remember what all of them are running for these days. Fire crystals like $4. What's the blue one? Is it ice crystal? No, water crystal.
Water. Yeah.
As every Final Fantasy player wants me dead. That's under $1. What's the black one? I don't even know.
That one's up there too.
Shadow
Not
crystal?
as good as
No,
Dark Crystal.
dark crystal.
No, that's Jim.
That's Jim
Maybe I don't
Henson.
know.
No, that's Jim Henson.
Yeah, yeah, Jim Henson.
Arguably
All
better
right. Do
than
we
Final Fantasy. Go on.
could be. All right. We got our other favorite card, Poo Poo, here,
Hmm.
and the rest of this we've seen many
Just remember,
times.
you got to
So,
hold on to one turd for me. Just one of them.
oh, you're gonna get a turd, man.
Oh, oh.
All right, all right. We got an art card. Oh God,
Is it
it's
our,
farewell.
is it? Hooray.
Yeah, I'm gonna save that one for you, Ian, so that
You,
you have one too.
you
That's,
should,
that's a magic moment.
I
Just
think we
one
should
more
get,
time.
I think we should get matching tattoos, man.
I think we should take glamour shots and do this pose together, you and me.
Oh,
You know,
man. Let's go down to
gotta
Barton Creek.
go to Sears. Yeah, we'll go to
Yeah.
Sears. We'll do a photo shoot. Um, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Chat. Who's Una and who's Titus? Let us know. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. Wow, we're getting clones here. We're
Yep, we
getting
are.
some of the same last time. Okay. All right. So we got eject. We got that last time. This is a cool borderless stolen uniform. I like the art on it. Um, it's an uncommon, so it's probably worth 12 cents, but it looks cool.
That's worth the
Choose target
same.
creature.
That's worth the same as some of the rares we pulled.
Nice. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Next one. Cruising through. We're doing pretty good, y'all. We're doing good. We've gotten our pace down. I feel like we're flying. Another cool hero token. I think we saw this one last time.
Yeah, we
It's
did.
incredible how many hero tokens they've made. Truly, at least 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's see what we got here. We got a oh, I don't know that I've seen that one yet. That's cool. Far Plane Gateway.
Mm. Is
Okay.
that a wait, wait, is it a gate?
Oh,
Tell me that's a gate. No.
it's not. It's a town. I psyched you
Balls.
out, man. We got the Lunar Whale again.
Okay.
We're
I'm not
definitely hitting some repeats. This is our third rare that we got last time. That's interesting.
well, we also pulled 2 lunar whales last time.
It's got to be one of these more common rares.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like an oxymoron, but
Mm-hmm.
okay. X Death. Going through these. Don't forget your magic pot makes everything better. All right. All right. Cruising at high speeds over here. I feel like these late night talk show hosts are always throwing their cue cards. So I started doing that, but now I feel like there's a mess. So I don't know if I like it. All right, what's our art card? Hey, that's cool. We got the Cloud X Soldier art card. I actually think that might be worth a couple bucks. I'm going to say $1 on that one. Let's see what the art is. There we go.
Cloud X
I
Soldier
actually
art
have.
card. That is worth a is it signed?
I can sign it. I got a
It's
Sharpie
not.
right over here.
If it's not signed, man, it's not even available to buy. So that could be priceless. That could be a priceless piece of art you just found.
Priceless, y'all. Priceless. Now, I will say this about these cards. Ian, you do this too. You know, this was sort of the inspiration of building a Tifa deck. Is you know, you build Cloud, and when he dies, the next time you put him out, you put out a different version or a different art treatment or even the art card. And so,
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
anybody who's running the Cloud deck, there's nothing wrong with putting this in there alongside the real one. I do think people might be a little aggravated if you don't have the real one at the ready, but kind of a
Well,
cool thing you could do, just kind of spice things up, you know?
if you roll it with the actual card, I think that's absolutely acceptable.
Yeah,
And just for those
totally
that didn't
acceptable.
follow what Jared just said, it's a pretty fun. I personally do this with a few of my decks. I have multiple copies, different art copies of the same card. So the one I have the most of, I think, is my uh, Great Distortion. Shoot, what's his name? Kozilek, the Great Distortion. I think I have four different versions of him. So I have them all sleeved. I have the main one in the I put him in 35 point BCW card vault sleeves for my deck box. But yeah, so when he dies, if he gets removed, the next time I cast him with higher commander tax, I put a different version of him out. Um, it's pretty fun, especially if you like really like the commander deck and it has a lot of art treatments. It's a fun way to have them all included without obviously, breaking the one per deck rule. So kind of fun. That could be I
And
would
if find, you could also somehow demarcate the back of the maybe the top loader or whatever to signify how much commander tax each one. So you could do the same order every time, and then you always know how many times you cast it, which isn't like a
Oh yeah.
monumental problem, but it comes occasionally.
That's a fun idea. I actually
Yeah,
like the idea of playing art cards too, because that like this art I actually like the one without the signature. That's the signature one is the only one that was for sale online. But I think that would be a super fun card to have as out as your commander. Because you get the whole shebang. Get the whole shebang.
yeah. They charge a lot of money for those textless
They do.
versions of cards.
Hmm.
So anyway, we'll keep cruising. Let's see what we got here. We got a Choco Secret Paradise. We also pulled one of these last time.
We did.
I don't remember what the cost was on Choco, but it's a few dollars, I think.
Uh,
Maybe
Choco
$1.50. Did not great
Seeker.
Choco.
It is not borderless. It's 15 cents.
Okay. All right. We're really doing it. All right. Summon Choco Mog. All the good stuff. Cool. Next. How's chat doing over there? We still hanging in there?
Chat's quiet. I think they're just zoned in. They're trying to push all the positive pull vibes towards us.
Positive
Who's,
pull vibes. Okay, Kuja. I don't think we saw Kuja last time.
no, we did not.
Kuja Sorcerer. Cool art. I like the black mages in the back. At the beginning of your end step, oh, he's two in a Rakdos, so two black red. At the beginning of your end step, create a tapped 0/1 black wizard creature token, and all of those 0/1 black creature tokens have. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this token deals 1 damage to each opponent. And then if you control 4 or more of these black wizards, You get to flip them. So actually, he's a cool commander if you want to try to do the Black Wizard thing. And there's a lot of cards in this set that do it. You're going to be somewhat limited because I can't imagine um, you're going to have any other sets doing Black Wizards. But you notice it says four or more wizards, so you could do a red Black Wizards deck and kind of pull out other things. What does he transform into? He transforms into Trance Kuja, the Fate Defiled. Flame Star. If a wizard you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage instead. Interesting because, the Black Wizards, it makes sense. You're doing two for every non creature spell. But typically, wizards aren't big damage dealers. So, a very interesting commander. I haven't heard of anybody building it. I challenge you to build a fun
Well,
black red Hellslinger wizard deck. Weird. What do you think,
listen,
Ian?
I think it's cool because it's playing off of the wizards that you create with him on the front side. So
Yep.
all those wizards, right? Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this token deals one damage to each opponent. So they'd all be doing two. So that's cool on its own. And then you could do some other silly stuff with it.
There's cool stuff in here. This is a cool card. I don't think it's more than 50 cents. But I think if somebody showed up at the table and said, I'm playing a Kuja deck, I'd be like, game on. I want to see what this thing could do.
It'd be fun to
Um,
build.
truly,
It'd be fun to build.
really a very interesting niche commander card. I like those. I like a commander card that's weird and, is sort of nuanced. So, game plan unlocked. We got the gold saucer.
Jared, or sorry, Zach is saying that he and other Jared, in our constant lists Discord, built the deck. So they did build Kuja, and it's
Did they?
fun. Yeah, he says it's fun, but it's not a mainstay for him. Zach, tell us in chat why it wasn't a mainstay. Was it just like, did it just burn out? Did it not kind of, was it kind of just underperforming, or what caused it to not be that great?
Kuja. I was looking at chat and I forgot we got to keep going. So we'll wait for Zach to let us know. But we'll keep ripping because we're getting to the good stuff here. Golbrez, we did pull this last time, or did we pull the other art of Golbrez? Oh no, this is a Sir
We
Conrad Golbrez.
Yeah,
This is awesome.
that's the alternate. And that is only a quarter, but it's still really cool.
But Sir Conrad is one of my homies. If we were using that tool on Constant List to look at decks that have Sir Conrad, I'm definitely an aristocrats lover, and Sir Conrad is that guy. So
Hmm.
love the art. Look, it's going right into the cool pile. Oh, this is my boy. I don't know that he's worth a lot right now, but this is one of my favorite black cards to come out of Magic in a very long time. He is so black. It is so great. I run him in Setzer. He does a lot of cool stuff. It's Arden the Usurper. He costs a lot. My Setzer deck is treasures, so that's how I can justify putting him in there. He is 8 mana. 8 mana. Demons you control have Menace, Lifelink, and Haste, but don't let that discourage you. You're not making a demon deck. His second ability, Star Scourge, at the beginning of combat on your turn, exile up to one target creature card from a graveyard. If you exiled a card this way, create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 5/5 black demon. So you reanimate a creature, it becomes a 5/5, and it has Menace, Lifelink, and Haste. This
Well,
card, everything that black wants to do, dude.
you don't reanimate it. You get rid of
Well,
it
it's a
completely,
yeah.
and then you make a demon version of it. It's really cool. It's
That's fine.
very flavorful. It's very black. I love that it's got three black pips. It's Yeah, it's great. This would be really good. I know it's in your Setzer deck, but if you ran like a mono black demon deck with this dude at the head, it would be really fun to put like devotion to black stuff in there, and like Nyx
Put your Gary in
Lotus.
there. Mixed
Yeah,
Lotus. Oh yeah.
Mixed Lotus, just tons of, because demons always are the ones that have like usually like most of them have two black pips or more. Um, I think there might even be one that has four or five. But yeah, that would be fun.
Put your Bolas Citadel in there. Oh yeah. Black
Yeah,
Devotion, all I'm in. I'm in. I might even make it. This card, I bought one. So now I have two. I think when I bought it, it was $6, but I might have been paying scalp fees. So where are we sitting with Arden?
if you paid $6, I'm super sorry, dude. It's like 50 cents.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
People are excited about Arden, and then the crash happened.
But I think the other cool thing about this, Jared, is it's any graveyard. So you could target your opponent's graveyard if there was something in there that
Yep.
you wanted, or I mean, especially something you didn't want them to have or be able to bring back. But you could also target your yard, so you could fill your yard up and just start picking stuff that you want, and getting it out. I mean, essentially for free. The other way you could go with this is this could be fun in like an extra combat deck. Um, now in if you're running him as the commander, you'd have to find like there's like Genji Glove actually you could put on him. Genji Glove's kind of cool. Um, but anything
I
that
love
would
this card.
give,
I love it, man.
yeah, it's really cool. But if you could get extra combats out of him too, you could start bringing back two things or potentially more. But Genji Glove is I really like Genji Glove. I think it has come out once and I immediately removed it because I didn't want anything to do with it on the battlefield. But Genji Glove is really cool.
I'll tell you the coolest thing I ever did with this card in the Setzer deck, and I don't think I run her anymore because she's so niche. But I played Arden, and I think it's Master of Cruelty or Lord of Cruelty. You'll have to look it up and put it on the screen. It's a creature that when it connects with an opponent, their life total goes down to one. But I played Arden and basically got to sneak attack in a menace lifelink master of cruelties and just drop somebody to one, in one shot. And that felt like one of the coolest things you could do with this card. And it was the menace that really you know, made it happen. So the menace, the haste, the fact that it kind of came out of nowhere, really good stuff.
Yeah, Jared brought up a card. Man, I have not heard it. I haven't even thought about this card in a long time, but Reaver Demon. Reaver
Oh yeah,
Demon.
destroy all non-black creatures, and it's got four black pips, I think.
Yep, it does. Good memory. Yep, four black pips. If it comes into play, if you played it from your hand, destroy. It's a board wipe for non-black, non-artifacts. But yeah, that's pretty gross.
Pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Real quick before we move to the next booster, I just want to call this out for anybody who plays like Deadpool uses all of these cards. Vincent's Limit Break actually brings another one of these cards to the game. There's only about six or seven of them, so Vincent becomes seven or eight. But it's one of these 2 mana instant. And when a creature dies, you bring it back. And so it's really good for something like Deadpool, really good for an ETB based deck or saving a commander with a powerful ETB. The way this one works is you could pay an additional cost to bring that creature back with a different stat line. And so at 0, it comes back as a 3/2. At 1, it comes back as a 5/2. And at 3, it comes back as a 7/2. That's sort of like you can almost ignore that text. But people who want these effects in their deck want every single one of them that has ever come out in the history of Magic. And so just kind of a fun kind of tip on that one. 2 mana, bring things back when they die. Pretty useful.
It's also pretty funny. I always forget that Vincent is essentially just a horror movie in a character. Because
Yeah, he's all the
all of
monsters.
his,
He's
yeah,
universal monster.
yeah, all his forms, he's got like a werewolf, Frankenstein, and slasher form.
Yep. Yep, he's the best. I mean, he was the first time I got him. I mean, this was before you had to buy a walkthrough guide, and it was like a like a not a hardcover, but it was like a trade style magazine if you wanted to walk through. And so Vincent, I found all on my own without reading any guides. And when he popped out of that sarcophagus or whatever
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
casket, I was so excited. I was like, this is the best game ever. We got the Golbrez art card. I'm assuming it's the other card art. It's not the one that we just pulled, but let's see. Oh, hey, it's signed. I don't think that's going to mean anything, but the signature is kind of cool. That's kind of that's a neat one.
That's cool. I like that art.
That's cool. That's really
Yeah.
cool. All right. I can't imagine this one's worth anything, but it's signed, so
It's
maybe it is. Golbrez, the Crystal Collector, signed. Tetsu Kurosawa is the artist on that one. And you
it's a
could
buck
tell because
50.
it says Tetsu Kurosawa. $1.50. Nice. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Great. We're upside down.
We're
Let's
really
keep it
making our money
cruising.
back with art cards.
Yeah, we're fucked. Furion, Wild Rose Warrior. I don't think this is worth anything either, but we haven't seen it yet, so let's do the thing. 3 mana. It's 2 and a red. Equipped creatures you control have haste. Okay. Whenever a non-token equipment you control enters, create a token that's a copy of it, except it has this equipment's equip abilities cost 2 less to activate. Sacrifice that token at the beginning of the next end step. Wow, maybe I'm wrong here. This goes into Cloud. I'm actually thinking like, holy crap, am I going to play this thing? It certainly could be. Um, but it's niche, so I don't know. Is it $1?
No, it's like 16 cents.
Oh, great,
Mm-hmm.
great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
There could be some cool things you could do with this. You
some cool
know,
stuff.
you could listen, you could do some cool stuff with any equipments that have like the auto attach create a token thing, like germs and the heroes. Like if you built a
Yep,
heroes deck, um, you could put all those out. Because yeah, it'll make the body, it'll equip it to the body, and then you can do, you could attack with it or whatever because it's got haste. So it's
yep,
it's it's not nothing. There's also a lot of equipments that just attach to things right away. Or you
yep,
could spec around equipment that has those abilities or equip costs of 2 or less. So then you could just equip it for free. Because this doesn't have that amendment clause for activated abilities where it says this can't reduce the cost below one, something like
yep,
training grounds or cards kind of like that. This is like, nope, it can make it free. So you could do some cool stuff. You could just, it'd be maybe a fun add-in for a Voltron deck, or you could potentially build around it. Although it would probably be kind of limited in red. But you're working with
yeah.
artifacts,
Mono
so
red is tricky. Mono red is tricky. I could see a place where if this had another color attached, I mean, obviously Boros is the obvious choice. Then maybe this becomes a really cool, interesting commander. Equip costs of 2 or something. Um, yeah, yeah, interesting card. Definitely worth considering. We got this card last time, and it sparked some controversy. This is the doctorate degree in a box equipment. It's machinist arsenal. This is the one that when you hook up this equipment, you become a artificer. And I think in the last stream I said artificer, and that's kind of how that feels. So we'll keep moving. Um, Look at that guy or girl. Okay, Queen Brown. All right, moving on. Hey, peace sign. All right. Yeah, me too. It's like Johnny Cage coded a little bit. How
Johnny
many
Cage.
cards? You like that?
Yeah,
How many cards in the history of Magic have broken the fourth wall, though? Think about that. Truly.
this is true. That's a good point.
Can't wait for Ferris Bueller's Secret Lair, favorite movie of all time.
Hmm.
Hey, okay, I'm going to guess that the Sephiroth emblem might be worth something, and
It
it's
might be.
cool.
It might be. Before we get
Uh,
into that, though, I do want to bring up Jared did bring up a cool card that I want to share, and it goes back to that
yeah,
Rose Warrior guy, but it's this Hex Plate Wall Breaker equipment. It has the four Mirrodin ability, so it creates the 2/2 Red Rebel creature token and attaches it to it. The creature gets +2/+2. And then when it attacks, if it's the first combat phase, you have another combat phase. So this is again, and it's red, it's double red. I'm kind of thinking maybe to make that Furion deck, dude. It's pretty cool. I do like that effect a lot. Um,
okay. We'll
it's
put it
pretty
in. You know
nifty.
what? We've got a couple of cards that we want to brew with on the website. So
Yeah.
Furion is yours if you want it. He's totally yours. We'll put Arden over here. We'll put Kuja over here. We've got a few things to brew with. This is good. We're not going to tell a great sage, but I do love the name. Um, I really do. Tell a great sage sounds like a cool drag name, you know.
Yes.
Um, okay,
Yes.
here we go.
Jared thinks that Furion might be a sleeper, and I agree with him. I think it's a card if you built around it the right way, it could do it. Listen, it's probably going to be the same way of playing every time, but you could play some cards that you normally wouldn't be playing because of just what it's asking for with its ability. It's really cool.
Could we build a? So here's a mono red that I've wanted to build, and maybe Furion and this card, they're not on the same game plan per se, but maybe we can find a way to put them together. The red Go Go is so oppressive and so freaking awesome. I really, really, really want to build it. Um, so maybe it's Furion and Go Go, and those are your two alts. They both are combat, you know, combat
Mhm.
adjacent. I don't know. They might be a little too different to really synergize, but there's your food for thought. Um, all right, Sephiroth One Winged Angel, the emblem. What's on the other side? A robot warrior. Interesting. Okay, so what's the Sephiroth worth? Anything?
It's worth $3. That might be the most
I knew
expensive
it.
card
I
we've
knew
pulled
it.
thus far.
I knew it. I freaking knew it. I think this is the most expensive card we've pulled, except for the Earth Crystal, which is
Oh yeah, true.
this is the last this is the last booster pack, y'all. All right, here we go. Will this be a total dud? Okay, Jill, Shiva's dominant. I don't think Jill's worth much, but let's see what she does. She's two and a blue. When she enters, return up to one other target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, so you get to blink something, and then
Well, no,
you can exile her for five.
you don't blink it. You're not blinking it. It's just going back to
Or you're
someone's
not blinking
hand.
it. You're
Yeah.
bouncing it. You're bouncing it.
Hmm.
Fair enough. So you're going to bounce something, and then you can exile Jill and return it to the battlefield transformed for five and a tap. Let's see. So there's Shiva, who classic summon. I mean, Shiva and Ifrit were the two, fan favorites. Um, what does Shiva do? She mesmerizes. Target creature can't be blocked for the first two turns she comes out. She's a 4/5. And her final is Cold Snap. Tap all lands your opponent's control, exile Shiva, then return it to the battlefield. So once she's done, she comes back as Jill again. So we can
Hmm.
loop her. Is that the deal?
Yeah. Yeah. You can.
Yeah, not not amazing, but it is kind of neat that you get to loop her. I don't think we've seen that on a summon yet. Um,
Not one that we've
okay,
pulled. There's a couple that do that
okay. So I'm going to
from the
say
set.
Jill is 50 cents. Oh shoot, sorry, I revealed the next card. That's a hit. But how much is Jill worth before we move on to
Fif
the Buster Sword here?
15 cents.
Well, we're going to make up for it. We got a Buster Sword, the best equipment in the set, and arguably one of the best equipment cards in the game. This card I actually traded for because I wanted it for Cloud. So this is my second one. And it was, I don't know, $27 maybe, this version, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so look that up, Ian,
It's
but while you do, it's
33. 33 bucks.
33 bucks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so 33 bucks, officially our best card in the whole 10 boosters. It's 3 mana. Equipped creature gets +3/+2. When equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, and then you can cast a spell from your hand with a mana value less than or equal to the damage without paying its mana cost. The Buster Sword is busted if you could pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really phenomenal. And they had to
Yeah.
do it. I mean, this is the icon of all of Final Fantasy, I would say. So that's a big hit. That's really cool. I'm going to pull the first sleeve that
There you
I've
go.
pulled tonight. Y'all notice last time I sleeved even the 10-cent cards. This time I'm being um, real apprehensive. Whew, there it goes. Buster Sword. Very cool. Would have loved a different version, but I'll take a dupe. That's fine.
Now listen,
And then the rest
hear me out. And
stuff.
Jared, listen. Sorry, other Jared, our other friend Jared, that has a 2 equip cost. So
It's ready. It's
Furion,
ready.
baby. You get two of them.
Furion.
You get two of them.
Yep. Yep. And you're probably hooking both of them up right off the bat. So,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We did it. We've got the Paradise Chocobo booster pack. I think we determined that there's just lands in here. And so we'll
Yeah.
go ahead and skip that.
Yep.
But I do want to show off. This is the what do they call it? The scene box card. Every one of these Chocobo boosters comes with one of the scene box cards. This is Vivi's
Mm-hmm.
Persistence. It's 2 mana. You get to create one of those 0/1 Black Wizard creature tokens. And whenever your commander enters or attacks, you may pay 2. And if you do, you can return this back to your hand. So this goes right into that. What is it, Kuja?
This
What
could,
was
yeah, this could go in a ton of stuff, dude. You could put this in I mean, Zach's probably salivating because this is like free sack fodder for every Rakdos deck he freaking
Yep.
plays. This is a $33 card right now.
Oh my God.
This is worth
Yeah, that's
more
a
than
cool card.
this is worth more than
The
Vivi.
Buster Sword. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, well let's bust this thing open. Okay, we're making our headway now. We're at, maybe $70 total on value. Buster Sword, Earth Crystal, the Vivi's Persistence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Just over
this is a
70.
very cool card. Very cool.
It is. I appreciate it is a it's an instant, it's cheap, and it's red recursion, which is kind of
Super
rare.
fun.
It's really off color pie. But you do it so oh man, this could go in Furion too. Listen, hear me out. I'm high on Furion right now. Um, because you want
Equipments are
Fury.
non-creature spells. You get the pings for casting equipment.
Correct. And you want to probably be attacking in that deck too, because your
Yep.
creatures have haste and you're putting equipment on them. So you're gonna be wanting to swing in. So and you're
Yep.
saving 2 mana every turn from the equip cost you normally would have paid.
So put it in returning this to your
Listen,
hand.
I'm just saying,
Absolutely.
I'm just saying,
All right, let's do this. Here's what we're gonna do. The Furion pile. There's the Buster Sword going into Furion,
yeah. Yeah,
and here's Furion.
set it
Speed it up.
aside.
Let's
Set it
speed it up.
aside for me. I might
Flip it up.
deconstruct my Frodo equipment deck. Actually, no, Frodo is a fun other alternative, like other equipment related theme. But I might want to make a red Voltron deck. This is cool. I love
There's
Magic.
something going on, and it's a weird. you would never expect little black wizards holding giant swords. You would never you'd never see it coming. I love
No.
it. I'm in. This is just the basic lands. They're all the full arts. I think they're really pretty. I like them. So happy to get more of these. This wastes, by the way, slamming. Love it. All right. This is what we're here for. Part one, first Chocobo booster of the night. These have been oppressively hard to open, by the way. Um, and I'm just, this one actually came apart a little easier. I think I've got my technique down. But it's weird that the most valuable booster packs are like this tough to open. They're like, nah, man, let's ruin your cards.
Hmm.
We heard you like to ruin your cards, so
Very
let's
true.
ruin your cards. All right, ready? All
Yep.
right. Big hits. Snapcaster Mage, Vivi, Tifa, Cloud, Wandering Chocobo. What do we need? What do we not have? I don't have a Cloud yet. I'd love to have another Cloud to be able to put in my Cloud deck. I would love a Chocobo and I'd love a Vivi. So let's see what we got here. And there it is. It's a freaking Vivi. The crowd goes wild. The art's amazing. It's amazing. This is probably the hit that I wanted. If we're being completely honest, this Vivi is really the one I wanted. I don't know what it's going for. I assume it's over $100 because that seems to be the trend with these right now. I assume it's settled down, but holy moly, that was worth the wait. Worth a bunch of really not great play boosters until the very end to hit a foil frickin' Vivi. What are we looking like over there, Ian?
We're saying right now about 124.
124. All right, I'm going to take it off the bottom because we don't want to reveal the next one. And I'm going to pretend like I'm not shaking a little bit. Very exciting times. I'm going to put this right into a sleeve. Once again, the track foil treatment as a gimmick has really outperformed. I think these cards just are stunning. They look so friggin' good, dude. They look awesome. All right, so we are in the clear on the price of this box. Who's next? Oh, it's a Waka. Okay, so we got a bit of a womp womp hit, but I do love the art on it. Waka is a beloved character, sort of. So Waka third, it could be one of the $15 ones actually. I'm trying to remember. This is one of the not so hot hits, but who cares? We got a Vivi.
Yeah, it is. It's currently about 14 to 15 bucks. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so we were looking at 70 before the Vivi, and now we're at 200 plus or minus, I think. So really good value
Hmm.
there. I'll flash the lamp again. Can't say enough about how pretty these track foils are. Just all of them. They all look really great. Still a little salty about they only did one art per basic. They could have done that. I mean, come on now. Come on. Come on. All right. That was box one. Ian, how we feeling? How we doing? How's chat looking?
Chat's good. We had some waka 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 comments from Greg. I appreciate that for sure. I say that because it's we've almost been going 2 hours now. That we pause and maybe do the next box on our next stream and spread it out a little bit. Um,
Yep. I think that's a great idea.
yeah, because we got some other great content in today with some of the site updates, and also like the other pack openings that we did as well. Um, it was a great night. I mean, I think we covered a lot of different stuff. Um, th- I- I'm enjoying these streams. I hope everybody else is too. Just
Yeah,
really
chat. Give
appreciate
us a
everybody.
heads up real quick. Is this format? Are we cooking here? Is this the right format? Do we linger too long on anything? We'd love to know. So give us a quick in the moment feedback and let us know how we can keep these things rolling as good as we can.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so we'll wrap up for tonight. We'll give a couple seconds. Zach said great stream. Thanks, Zach. Appreciate it. Um,
Thanks,
and
man.
Yeah, I mean, many of you, I'm sure, are already in the Discord. We'd love to hear more from you in the Discord about these streams, what you'd like to see more of, less of, something all new together. Um, it means the world to us that you're even here to begin with and spending your night with us, hanging out, talking about Magic. Jared says he enjoyed it and that we're fellow Furion friends, which is 100% true. I'm definitely going to tech that out with the website. Actually, I'm going to see how it where it points me. Um, yeah, I'm just really humbled. Everyone's jumping on. I just really, I appreciate the support. Jared appreciates the support. I know we talk about it almost every day when we talk about how the streams went. Just really, really appreciate all you guys and gals being here. Um, Again, join the Discord if you're not in. If you feel like supporting the page or supporting the website in a different way, jump in on Patreon for $5 a month, and tell me what you want in there, and I will work on it 100%. That's how we're trending at this point. So, thanks again, everybody. Jared, do you have anything else you want to share before we wrap up for tonight?
No, I think you covered it, man. It's great to have a community. It's great to be, sort of um, worthy of y'all's attention on a Saturday night. I think Ian and I, we both got young kids, and for us, this is sort of the ideal Saturday night. But I know you choose to spend your Saturday nights the way you wish, and choosing to spend it with us is really great. So we'll keep looking to improve and make these streams even more fun. Thanks, y'all.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your night.